Brian Mudd Show is on News Radio 610 WIOD.
A lot of concerns throughout the course of the vaccination rollout and everything else that there could be medical care that is rationed based upon vaccination status. And there have been examples here and there of some of that type of thing taking place. But this one in particular kind of struck a chord. So you got a 31-year-old father of two in Boston. He has a severe heart condition. He needs a heart transplant. Now, he's been denied a heart transplant because he has not accepted a COVID vaccine. And what he's actually said is, I'm not even anti-vax, but hello, you take a look at some of the concerns, some of the, heart-related concerns pertaining to, COVID vaccines. It's rare, right? But we know there have been cases cited of myocarditis with young men. So does this even make sense? And how many better candidates are there than the 31-year-old father of two? Here to talk about this, once again, joining us, Dr. Mark Sherwood, and he's with the Functional Medical Institute. Dr. Sherwood, good to talk to you again. What do you make of this one?
Hey, good to talk to you too. Thanks for having me back on. And I want to offer my congratulations to the dispatcher. As a former law enforcement officer, I can tell you they're true heroes. So, again, that's awesome. In this case, absolutely inexcusable. When I look at this story and look at this case, even the statement is mentioned about this gentleman just having fought off a life-threatening blood clot. We know, though rare, that blood clotting has been a reported side effect according to the VAERS database. So when I look at this, I think to myself, how barbaric can it be that we in America are even talking about denying saving a man's life for the sake of him choosing whether to go with this vaccine, which has a known side effect that could kill him? I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
Dr. Sherwood, here was my next thought on this deal. This one's out there in the open, and I do find it to be every bit as outrageous as you're expressing. One of my underlying concerns has been institutionalized bias that isn't necessarily made known to those who are unvaxxed, for example, or whomever might be on the opposite end of one's belief system. Do you believe it's possible for people to receive different medical care, different level of care, or potential solutions based upon maybe a COVID vax status or other considerations that have become part of belief systems of some medical establishments?
I do believe that, and there's been it's all over the board. You look at different states. There was a story out of Virginia where a person actually recorded the provider telling them they are now on the inactive list for a kidney transplant because they refused to receive the COVID vaccine. Much like this gentleman says, I'm not against vaccines, I just don't want to do it right now because I've got this thing that's about to take my life. I think you'd go state by state, hospital by hospital, and find different biases present based upon the geographic locations. And I've heard all kinds of stories about, Democratic versus Republic. These are people's lives. And we need to set aside politics and set aside agendas and save people's lives as our paramount, primary, and first concern, regardless of where we stand.
Amen. I mean, there are a lot of ways we might go about vetting our doctors or, healthcare experts. Do you have any advice for anybody who might have concerns along these lines?
Yes. Ask them the hard questions. Don't be afraid of that and record your answers. You ask someone straight up, now, Dr. Smith, I am trusting you with my care. I'm trusting you that you're going to honor the Hippocratic Oath and first do no harm in my life. Are we on the same page? That's a yes or no question. I think you're probably going to get a yes for that. Secondly, look, where do you stand on telling me what to do regarding what I decide to put in my body? Are you going to tell me to take an aspirin and not treat me if I don't take an aspirin? Are you going to tell me to take a vaccine and not treat me if I don't take a vaccine? These are simple yes and no questions. And any healer out there, Brian, should say, I am all about you. My job is to serve and honor you. You're the patient. I work for you. Therefore, I'm going to do my very best to save your life and preserve your life.
That is great guidance, and I think that's really helpful, especially in the context of what we're talking about here and some of the concerns we may not have even thought about until now. Dr. Mark Sherwood, Functional Medical Institute. Good talking with you again.
Man, good talking with you, too. Look forward to next time. Take care.